Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Delara Muqaddam, the Publicity Director of the Indianapolis Hiking Club Board. I'm excited to bring you our second Indianapolis Hiking Club podcast. If you haven't already listened to our first podcast, I encourage you to check it out on our YouTube channel. It was recorded and posted back in April and is a great way to learn more about our club. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Mervyn Cohen, the historian of the Indianapolis Hiking Club. As the club's historian, he has helped preserve the stories, traditions, and the milestones that have shaped our organization over the years. His knowledge and passion for the club's history gives us a unique perspective on how the club has evolved and the people who have helped make it what it is today. Thank you so much for joining me, Mervyn. Let's get started. Are you excited about this? As much as I am.
Wonderful to be here. I just love the club and its history.
Yes, we're glad to have you. So let's get started. How and why was the Indianapolis Hiking Club founded?
1957, a small group of people were hiking and working with the Youth Hostel Association, and they decided that they wanted to be independent and create their own club. So on the 23rd of January 1957, they had a meeting and they decided to create a club, and they named it the Indianapolis Hiking Club. We have the minutes of that meeting, which is lovely. And one of the decisions that they made at the meeting was that they would each donate one whole dollar to start the club off on a good financial footing.
That's amazing. That is amazing. What was the hiking culture like in Indiana 7 years ago? I'm really curious to know about that because, things evolve and change. So going back to the roots and the basics is really important.
The club, when it was first formed, was very different in many ways. The main ones were that the hikes were much longer than we have now, and they only occurred once a week. And that's probably because the club members were much younger than the majority today, and probably almost all of them were working during the week.
Yes, that makes sense.
And so weekend hikes seemed appropriate.
Yes, it definitely does. And I know it helps me and some other members who are working during the week, to have those weekend hikes as well. What were some of the club's earliest hikes and activities?
The very first hike, we know about that. It was only a month after the club was formed, so it was in February 1957, and it was in Holiday Park, a wonderful location that we visited many, many times since then.
Yes, and is that's still on the schedule too? We have those,
It's very often on the schedule.
Yes. I do see that. I have been to a couple of them, but I need to go more on that one if it allows with my schedule. Now, did the founders have a vision for what they hoped the club would become?
Yes, and I think our best understanding of that comes from a constitution which they wrote and adopted within a few months of the club being formed in 1957. And they stated, and I quote, "The purpose of the club shall be the encouragement of the love of nature and the promotion of outdoor recreation in the form of hikes and outings." I think we've stuck true to that vision, and it's been well fulfilled.
We definitely have. You can see that in everybody's, the people who have been members for a long time and how they're out in nature. And it's a good physical and mental activity for all of us. We love getting outdoors, and whether it's the trail hikes or on the road or, the different forms and locations. How has the club evolved over the past 7 decades?
Very interesting. The club has just steadily grown in every aspect, the number of members, the activities, the number of hikes. It's just been wonderful.
Yeah. And, sometimes I have people ask me, do you hike in the morning, evening, afternoon? And we really do have so many varieties during the day, weekdays, weekends. So that's fantastic for everybody. What major milestones stand out in the club's history that you can think of?
Oh, there are many, but several come to mind. One big one was the 50th anniversary of the club. There was a large celebration, and Governor Mitch Daniel and the Indianapolis Mayor Bart Peterson both issued proclamations declaring 23rd of January as the Indianapolis Hiking Club Day. Other milestones of note, the club does many hikes now, but 1982 was the first year that the club completed over 100 hikes in the year. We now do 2,000 a year.
Yes.
And 1980 saw a milestone, the first member completing more than 1,000 miles of hiking in
wow.
a year. Yeah.
That is amazing.
And last year, 32 members hiked over 1,000
Oh my gosh.
miles.
Yeah. I mean, I see that over the years, the past 4 years I've been a member. And it's amazing how we all have a goal, whether it's mileage goals and when we give the mileage badges, or if you're just out there hiking and, you take it one day at a time and don't worry about your miles. But I know we do have those members who, you want to get your 1,000 for a year or however many miles. So whether you have that goal or not, it's always just fun to be out.
And the club also likes to recognize other Indiana milestones. So in 2016, it was the 200th anniversary of the state and the 100th anniversary of the very first state park in Indiana. That was McCormack's Creek.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
So the club decided during the year to hike all 25 state parks, and 35 members hiked every state park during that year.
Oh wow, that is a big number.
Yes.
Yeah. How has membership changed over the years?
The great wonder is we've never had a crisis. So the number of members rose. In 1957, they finished the year with 82 members, and it's steadily grown. 500 in 1989, and then we've never been below that number. And our current membership is now 550.
Yeah, that looks very steady, and it's good. It's amazing. I like seeing that and hearing about that. Now, how has the technology changed the way that the hikes are organized and promoted?
Club's been good about adopting technology, and we've had some wonderful volunteers, created websites, and really kept us up to date. But the club schedule was originally produced by hand and sent by regular mail to every club member. Now the schedule is electronic and on the club website.
Yes.
And we've also used technology. The club, since 1967, has tracked the number of miles walked by every club member every year. So we've got that record. And originally, this information was just kept on old-fashioned file cards. Later started to use a computer, but the entries were all done by hand by one person.
Yes.
So can you imagine 1,500 entries a year?
I've been involved with other hiking groups or clubs before, and I don't think I've seen any other clubs as organized as the Indianapolis Hiking Club, which I admire. It's a tough task to, do an upkeep and make sure everything is like neat and organized. So I really admire that about our hikes.
It's wonderful. We had a website since 2004.
Yeah.
And now each hike leader enters on their own the mileage completed by each person on their hike. So the job is spread out.
Yes. Now, what traditions have remained unchanged since the club's early days?
One of the great strengths of the club, certainly in my mind, is the culture. And I think that's keeps the club so strong. The mission, as we've said, to encourage the love of nature has continued. And there are many other simple traditions that we sort of take for granted, but they're important. So the format and layout of the schedule is absolutely identical to what it was 70 years ago.
Before, yeah,
Yes,
that's great.
it is. And then hikes always start on time. Everyone hikes as a group, and we all look after each other.
Yes, and I do like the timely schedule time, the times that we start the hikes. So if people have something going on afterwards, they can plan for the rest of the day, and
Yeah.
that's really good too.
And you're never hanging around waiting for people. You come late to a hike only once, and you miss the hike, and you run.
I'm gonna admit I've been late to hikes. I think I'm one of those people that shows up maybe last minute on some of them, like the one that you and Janet, your wife, lead on Friday mornings, and I'm like texting Janet sometimes, I'm going to be late. Where are we meeting for coffee? Which, by the way, it's nice. We have those gatherings after the hikes too, just for more socializing and just sitting down and enjoying our day.
Yeah.
So what were the changes in club finances and charges over the years?
Well, we've never had a financial crisis, which is excellent. And I say to people, nothing in life is free. And in 1957, at that first meeting, the group decided that everybody would pay 10 cents for every hike they attended. And this money had to be paid to the hike leader. One thing is there's no record of the hike leaders paying the money to the treasurer or of how much money was raised. But this payment of 10 cents a hike was stopped by the board in 1989. Membership of the hike is only $25 a year.
Oh, wow,
now.
that's it?
Yes. And it started at the $1.50
Yeah.
annual membership fee in 1957.
Yeah. So what, let's see, how have the hikes changed over the years?
The biggest change has been in the number of hikes and in the variation of hikes, also the stability. One thing that the club does very well is we go back to the same location. We had our first hike in Eagle Creek Park in 1967. Actually, wasn't a park then; it was just the land, and we've been back there every year since. We've visited Gnawbone, which is near Nashville, Indiana, annually since 1971, and the Smoky Mountains. Gene Ballinger organized a trip there in 1998, and we've been back every year since that time.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's one of the trips that I have yet to, make arrangements to try to go on, because I've heard a lot of neat stories about it and have seen pictures, and it looks really fun.
Yes. And then just to answer your question a bit more, how the hikes changed. For about the first 20 years, the club only did 4 hikes a month, 50 a year. 1980, they started doing Saturday and Sunday hikes. And 2004 was a milestone. The club did over 1,000 hikes for the first time. We now do 2,000 hikes plus every year, which is an incredible selection. In the early years, the club would have about 30 hikers on a hike, and the hikes were longer than they are now. We now average about 8 to 10 members on a hike, and the average length is about 6 miles.
So we have, I know, the longer hikes and the shorter hikes, and that really helps too with, the members who are new or have been members for a long time, deciding like which ones they want to do.
Yes, it's wonderful. The hike length ranges from about 3 miles with some hikes over 20 miles.
Yeah, and that's amazing. So we're going to jump onto the club's culture and traditions now. So what are some of the important club culture behaviors and traditions tracking hikers' mileage that was started in 1967?
Yes, and then some other traditions that we have. For many years, we've collected food to distribute to food banks and school supplies. These are collected at our annual gatherings. And we have 2 annual gatherings. There's a summer picnic and a winter banquet. And the first winter banquet, Christmas party, was at the YMCA in 1959.
Oh, wow.
And we've held that virtually every year since then. It was cancelled in 1978. And the schedule said, it's too bad about the Christmas party, but the officers felt it had to be cancelled. The parking lot was in terrible shape, and then they promised we'll make it twice as good next year.
Yes, and we always do a really good job with that. You know, every time we have the baseball game now at Victory Field, we go there. It's becoming an annual thing too, going there, and then the banquet and the picnic coming up actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
the annual
the
picnic, yes.
And the first annual picnic was 1965 at the Riviera Club. And tomorrow's picnic is in Eagle Creek Park. And our picnic has been in Eagle Creek Park every year since July 1974.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a long, long time.
And another strong tradition and culture, if you like, is the loyalty that members have to the club.
Yes.
And 2015, for example, we finished the year with 80 members who'd been members for 25 years or more.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
That is amazing. That's good to know, too.
Yeah. Oh,
Anything else?
One other tradition I have to mention is eating and drinking. Many of the hikes, either before or after or during the hike, the members stop. And it's quite interesting. February 1957, the second month of the club, there was a hike along the canal from Broad Ripple to Butler University. And the schedule records that they stopped for food in the cafeteria of Butler University.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I did mention this in the first podcast with Kathy, that's one of my favorite parts about our hikes, too, is like afterwards we get together and meet and have more socializing going on. So that's amazing,
too. Wonderful part of the club that you're not only hiking, you're making friends.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Now, how is the club governed?
There's been a board since 1957, and it meets every month. Its structure and duties have very little changed. The board has had 16 to 18 members. The club has very few rules. For example, anyone who wants to add a new hike can do that. It doesn't have to be vetted or checked or anything. So that's a joy. We're not fussy and pernickety.
Yeah.
And the club's run 100% by volunteers. Nobody's paid to do anything.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. Are there any legendary hikes or events that longtime members still talk about?
Yes. For everyone who's been a member for a number of years, the names Bill and then Nell Larison come up. They're the most outstanding members of the club. They became members in 1964. They had no children, and the club was their life. On outings, they would often pay for food and drinks for everyone.
Oh, that's amazing! Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill was club president twice. Avid hiker, leading hikes well into his 90s.
Oh, wow! Yeah.
And one story told about him is that he had a nickname, One More Hill Bill. And that reflected the impact that he had in encouraging people just to keep going.
Yes.
Bill and Nell were honored in 2012. 2 memorial benches were donated to Eagle Creek Park.
Oh, that's,
And you can still see these. They're both outside the Ornithology Center in Eagle Creek Park, and their names are etched on the benches.
Yeah, and I do see that, and I know we had Joanne Applegate, who has a bench there.
Yes.
What are some of the funniest or most memorable moments from the club history?
The club is governed by a board of 16 to 18 members, and the structure and duties of the board members has little changed since 1957. And the board meets every month and makes decisions to run the club. The club has very few rules, which is wonderful.
I don't think anybody likes rules.
No, but as an example, anybody can add a new hike. They just decide where they want to do the hike and submit it to the schedule. It doesn't have to be approved or vetted. And if people like it, they'll keep coming. And if they don't like it, they won't come.
They just don't come. Yeah, it's as easy as that.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go to some questions about memorable stories with the hiking club. I'm sure there's a lot of those that we can't even cover just today. But are there any legendary hikes or events that longtime members still talk about?
Yes, for anyone who's been a member for a while, the names Bill and Nell Larison are two of the most wonderful members of the club. They are largely responsible for all of our success over nearly 70 years of the club. They joined in 1964, and of interest, they had no children, and the hiking club, we're told, was like their own family.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you went out for lunch after a trip or a hike, they would often pay for everybody.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. It's really good to have nice people like that too. And I noticed what you were saying earlier about everybody in the club having each other's back. That's really important. You know, you feel secure, safe while you're having fun. So it's a good addition to everything else.
Bill was club president twice. He was an avid hiker and led hikes well into his 90s. Nell lived into her hundreds.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Bill,
Yeah.
Bill was known for lively chatter on the hikes, and he had a nickname, One More Hill Bill, and that reflected the impact he had on encouraging hikers just to complete the hike. In their memory and an interest for people who hike in Eagle Creek Park, 2 memorial benches were purchased, donated to the park. Their names are engraved in big letters on the back of the benches, and you can go and see them. They sit outside the Ornithology Center in Eagle Creek Park.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Now, what are some of the funniest or most memorable moments from club history?
To me, one of the most memorable was probably the most challenging, and that was the 2 years of COVID. Of interest, we only stopped hiking for 2.5 months. And then when they resumed hikes, there was social distancing. Everyone had to wear a mask. And leaders did all the sign-ins, so nobody passed a pen from person to person.
Yeah.
But the club did well, and I'm not aware of any reports of anyone catching COVID on one of the hikes, which is great.
That is great. That's good to know. And I know also that was when you had organized your Scotland hiking trip. Was that it during COVID time where it got rescheduled a couple of times? I know I've heard stories about it, and you know you're really good about like rearranging and reorganizing, and you know going back and trying to finish what you started. So yay for making that happen.
Yes, that was a challenge. We took 25 members for a week hiking in Scotland, and it was scheduled for 2021, cancelled, and then rescheduled for 2022. And we went just near the end of COVID. Some of the fun stories, one hike we did, there'd been terrible weather in Scotland and a lot of tornadoes and trees knocked down.
Oh, wow.
So we did a hike in the rain, climbing over and under trees. And at the end of the hike, someone pointed out to me a sign which said, "Trail closed."
Oh, wow. That sounds so eventful.
And the other, at least now memorable event, but not so much fun, at that time, if you wanted to come home to the States, you used to have to be tested for COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember those days. Yeah.
5 or 6 of the members on that trip tested positive. So they had to stay for another week or two in Scotland.
But they were all okay
They
at
all,
the time. Yeah.
They all waited a few weeks and then tested negative.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it went okay eventually right at the end.
Yes.
So, have any lifelong friendships or marriages resulted from club activities? And what were
Or
they?
friendships, as I mentioned before, are endless. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
the strength of the club is the friends that you make.
Yes.
But we know of 9 marriages in
Oh,
recent
wow,
years.
9. I think
Yes.
I only know maybe 2.
And there were more in earlier years, but I don't have a record of them.
Yeah.
But the fun about that, looking at the history of those marriage, one marriage proposal took place at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Oh, amazing. Oh,
Yes,
that's
and
awesome.
one wedding occurred on the south rim of the Grand
Oh, wow.
Canyon. Yes,
It looks like that's the spot, I guess, too.
yes. I'm not
Yeah.
mentioning names.
Oh, no, I understand. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, what stories best capture the spirit of the club?
I think
Anything?
one that comes to mind is our love and willingness to recognize success of others.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2017, before the start of a hike in Eagle Creek Park, we recognized 4 club members. They were all in their 90s and they were all still hiking.
Oh, that's
Which
yeah,
was
that is
incre-
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I noticed when I did my first hike.
Mm.
It was on Wednesday, the Eagle Creek hike, and one of the ladies was like, who's twice my age, she was like, "Come on, girl, you've got this." So I'm like, this means if you start young, when down the years, you can keep up with everybody. You're in good shape.
Yeah, I
So,
think some of the young people, when they start, think, "Oh, those old folks can't
Yeah,
walk
but
fast."
you learn from people from different ages. Doesn't matter. When they say age is just a number, it's really true. You can see that in people that you meet in the hiking club. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and then has the schedule has always contained like information in addition to the hikes, or how has that been?
Oh,
With the-
yes.
yeah.
People love to put humor in the schedule.
Oh yeah.
The club presidents in their report do it. And sometimes there are other inspirational statements. And a couple that I found from many years ago, one, and I'll quote, "The simplest way to get exercise is to use your legs more in walking.
Mm-hmm.
Go for a walk on Sundays." And at that time, this must have been soon after the club's formation was formed. That statement ended with, "And take your wife with
Oh
you."
yeah. That's awesome to hear. Yeah.
Other memorable quotes: "The best remedy for a short temper is a long walk."
Mm-hmm.
And one that I
I
love.
like that.
I would love to be below average, because the average American gains more than 5 times at Christmas time.
Oh yeah, isn't that true? And it's hard to get it, lose it.
Yeah.
Lose that. It's much harder to lose weight, I
Yeah.
guess.
And then
Or
there've
gain
been
weight than
some
lose weight.
lovely names for hikes. Most hikes are named in the schedule by their location, but one that I remember well, the hike leader called the hike Idiot's Delight.
Oh, yeah.
A 41-mile
funny.
hike, and that was in 1989.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That is
Yes.
awesome. Now we're going to jump into the impact that the hiking club has had on Indiana. How has the club contributed to outdoor recreation in Indiana?
Many ways. I think the fact that we do 2,000 hikes a year, almost all in Indiana, draws attention to the hiking trails, helps to keep the trails open. We've also made many donations to outdoor organizations, particularly we love to support Eagle Creek Park. As you know, this was opened in 1972 by Richard Lugar. He was mayor of Indianapolis and not senator. And now we do about 7 hikes a week in the park. We have volunteers who help build trails and maintain trails in the park. Example, one of our club members, Ned Lewis, has done over 8,000 volunteer hours in
Oh,
Eagle Creek Park.
wow. That's amazing.
I
Yes.
can't imagine it.
Yeah. When you look at it as a big number, it looks big, it's huge. But
Yes.
then you have to think, you're going one day at a time and building all those hours over years.
Yes.
So that helps to think of it in small numbers that, can get bigger over the years with volunteer hours, same as mileage and everything else that we
Yeah.
do.
And then we've got members who've helped build trails throughout the state of Indiana.
Yes. And then how has the club helped people discover Indiana's natural beauty? What are some of the ways?
That's an easy one. With 2,000 hikes a year, we hike everywhere in Indiana. And to me, one of the joys of being part of the club was seeing parts of the state that I've never ever seen before and I'd never ever would have dreamt of being able to see and enjoy.
Yes. And that's amazing that we have all those advantages and all those things that we do.
Yes. And just a little advert for next year, although next year will be our 70th birthday.
Oh,
and
yes. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell us about
celebrate, we're planning to do 7 hikes in the state of Indiana, 70 for 70, 7 for 70. But we decided that the hikes will be in locations in the state of Indiana in which we've never ever hiked before.
Oh, yeah.
So with lots of work, we've identified 7 locations in the state that we've never hiked before, and we will hike them next year.
I can't even picture that there has been parks we haven't hiked before, but I'm sure there are.
Yes.
So if you were to hike with any person, past or present, who would it be and where would you take them and why?
I'm going to end with answering that in a funny way, but I would just encourage everyone I know who had young children to take them to our very own Eagle Creek Park and let them learn about the beauty of nature.
Yes, that's amazing. That's, as I said earlier too, that's like the huge part of the hikes is just being out in nature is the most important part of hiking. And so, I hate to end this because it's been so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure having you for the second podcast. And this concludes our discussion. And thank you so much for joining me and sharing your knowledge and experiences with our listeners. And we truly appreciate your time and look forward to bringing, everybody else in the hiking club and having more people to do the podcast with in the future episodes. Now, in the meantime, be sure to visit our website, indiehike.org, where you can find our upcoming hike schedule. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and hope to see you guys on the trail soon. Thank you, Mervyn.
My pleasure. I've loved doing it.
Yes.